What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the breakdown. So it's been about a week now, and I finally have some time to hop on here and make a video because I don't have to work tomorrow. So has finally had some time to hop on here and make a video. So like I said, welcome to another edition of the breakdown. You can definitely follow me on Twitter at OKCBoy. My name is the exact same name as it is on here, so definitely follow me on Twitter. So like I said, it's been almost a week now since Floyd Mayweather has fought Marcos Maidana. I have gone back and watched the fight, and from what I watched, Mayweather won the fight 116 to 113. Gave the first round to Maidana, gave the second round to Floyd, third round was tied up. Gave the fourth and fifth rounds to Maidana, and then from sixth round all the way to 11, gave to Floyd, gave the 11th round to Maidana, and then gave the 12th round to Floyd again. So that's that. I'm not really going to get into the decision. Was it a draw or was it this or that? If anything, like I said, at worst it was a draw. But Maidana did not win that fight. So for all you guys hoping that he won, he didn't. But like I said, I'm gonna get into this. So I've been on YouTube looking at a few other guys videos, and I definitely respect their opinion. I mean, these guys definitely have been watching boxing longer than me just by default because they're older than me. So definitely like some guys like Bruce Blitz and Blood Boxing. Definitely respect these guys' opinion because like I said, I mean, these guys have been watching it longer than me because like I said, by default, those two guys are older than me. I mean, there's no way that I can, have followed boxing whenever they did because like I said, they're older than me. So but definitely respect their opinion. About Floyd Mayweather. But what I want to say is that a lot of times for Bruce Blitz and Blood Boxing, and I'm not calling these guys out. I'm not going after these guys. Like I said, I do respect their opinion. A lot of times, whenever Floyd gets ready, and it's not just those two, but those are the main two guys I watch. I hear other people too, but I can't think of their names. A lot of times, whenever Floyd gets ready to fight somebody, a lot of people will say, well, I commend Floyd for taking this challenge. This guy's young. This guy's hungry. But then after Floyd beats that person, and it won't be right after Floyd beats that person, but it'll be some months later down the road, then people will come back and say, well, Floyd really didn't fight nobody. This guy really wasn't anything. Why doesn't he fight Manny Pacquiao? Well, let's just go back, okay? Manny Pacquiao, to me, at this point, Manny Pacquiao is not even, I mean, in terms of, because at the end of the day, make no mistake about it, all roads lead to Floyd Mayweather. All roads lead to Mayweather for everybody. And as far as Mayweather is concerned, Manny Pacquiao at this point would not even be the number one contender to fight Floyd Mayweather. The number one contender to fight Floyd Mayweather would be a rematch with Maidana, somebody like an Amir Khan. Who else? Obviously, another rematch with Canelo. I would give all those guys much more props, and I would put those guys in terms of a line of people to fight Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao is not even in the top 5 right now. One reason is because he did beat Bradley, but he got knocked out versus Marquez. He fought Brandon Rios, who really isn't that great of a fighter himself. Brandon Rios, I mean, he's going to get in there and fight with you, but we know Brandon Rios isn't that good. He did beat Bradley the second time, but let's make no mistake about it. Bradley is a sloppy fighter. Bradley is not a polished fighter. So Bradley is really, although he's got one loss, Bradley is not that great of a fighter himself. So people want to see Floyd fight guys like Sergio Martinez, Sergio Martinez is a middleweight. He's a middleweight. So that means on fight night, what is he going to weigh? 175 pounds, and Floyd's still going to weigh what, 147 or or 150 at the most, because that's the weight that Floyd walks around at. Like I said, I mean, there's always these excuses after Floyd beats somebody, but at the same time, whenever Floyd gets ready to fight somebody, people are giving him respect. I remember before Floyd got ready to fight Victor Ortiz, and not that Victor Ortiz is a great fighter, we know he's not now, but at the end of the day, you can't live on what a fighter did after they fought Floyd and what they did in their other fights. You have to live on what we know leading up to the fight. And when Floyd took the fight with Victor Ortiz, everybody said, I respect Floyd for taking this one. This guy's younger than Floyd. He's hungry. And this guy is going to be able to put pressure on Floyd Mayweather. Now, if you want to call the end result of that fight a cheap shot, go ahead and call it a cheap shot. But just remember this. Victor Ortiz was the one that made everything lead up to that situation by trying to headbutt and break Floyd's nose with that cheap shot. He even admitted to it. So one cheap shot leads to another. And like I said, he would have never got cheap shotted if he hadn't got cheap shotted. They would have still been boxing. And while they were boxing, Floyd was giving Victor Ortiz a boxing lesson. So Floyd was on his way to winning that fight anyway. So, but like I said, that's irrelevant. Just want to throw that out there. When Floyd took that fight, people said, I respect Floyd for taking this fight. Okay. Now, Floyd, after he fought Victor Ortiz, he fought a couple other people. He fought Cotto, which Cotto looks good now in the second half of his career. He had kind of dipped a little bit after fighting Pacquiao, or kind of in that time of fighting Margarito, but we know Margarito was cheating, or we suspect he was. But Cotto's looked very, very good. Cotto's coming on, and that was not an easy fight for Floyd. But really, Floyd won that fight 9 rounds to he either won it 8-4, 9-3. So that fight really wasn't as close as what y'all think it was either. But a lot of people had respected Floyd for taking that fight. So you can't take anything away from Cotto, solid fighter. Then Floyd fought undefeated Canelo Alvarez. Alvarez had never lost a fight professionally to anybody. I mean, you can make an argument that pound for pound, Alvarez, even though, you don't have to go by ESPN rankings, but you can make an argument that outside of Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez is the second best fighter out there. The second best fighter out there. And Floyd dominated him easily. And people was giving Floyd credit for taking that fight. But then after he dominated him easily, then people want to say, well, maybe that guy just wasn't that good. Well, no, maybe Floyd is just that good. Maybe that's what it is. So, there's always an excuse. Like, Floyd's in a no-win situation. If a day comes where Floyd loses a fight, then people are going to say, see, I told you that this was the kind of fighter that could actually beat Floyd. And this is why I never thought Floyd was that good anyway, because I figured when he got into a ring with a fighter like this, he was lose. So if that day ever comes, that's what people are going to run to, and that's what people are going to say. But as of right now, I hear nothing but a bunch of excuses when it comes to Floyd Mayweather and the kind of fights that he takes. Is he the greatest of all time? In my opinion, no. But if you made a book of greatest of all time people, Floyd would definitely be in that book. He would definitely be in that book. And another thing that I don't like is people say, well, Floyd is running away from Manny Pacquiao. Well, first of all, we know that Manny Pacquiao is not his own boss. And Bob Arum is making Manny Pacquiao run away from the Floyd fight. Anyway, everybody who's in boxing says that Bob Arum is the one who doesn't want to make the fight. So obviously these guys who were in boxing that are in the contract negotiations, they know more than all of you guys out there that are just speculating and saying, well, this guy and that guy is scared. Second of all, Manny Pacquiao, ever since Manny Pacquiao fought Cotto, he hasn't been fighting anybody. He fought an old Shane Mosley, fought Margarito. He's fought Marquez. I don't know how many times. Let's just face it. Manny Pacquiao is not going to fight anybody that's worth anything. He's fighting on HBO, so he's not going to fight anybody that fights on Showtime. He's not going to fight anybody that is outside of the top rank family. And there's nobody that's really any good in top rank. So he's probably either going to rematch with Bradley to settle the tiebreaker, or he's going to rematch with Marquez. Who wants to see that again? I'm personally not going to buy another Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view because it's going to be boring. Like, I mean, him fighting with Bradley, he'll probably get in there and dominate him again. But I bet you one thing, Manny Pacquiao would not fight Adrian Broner. Manny Pacquiao would not fight an Amir Khan. Manny Pacquiao would not fight a Canelo Alvarez. You know, I think I made a video about Manny Pacquiao fighting Alvarez, and people said, well, Alvarez is too big for him. Well, how is Alvarez too big for him, but he's not too big for Floyd? Like, nobody's answered that question. But then Pacquiao and Floyd, they're fine enough to fight each other. I mean, how much sense does that make? Just give Floyd his credit. He might be cocky. You might not like him. But give the man his just due. You're going to have to give him his just due. Because this is just getting absurd. I mean, there's always an excuse. There's always an excuse. People saying, well, you know, why don't Floyd fight Sean Porter or Keith Thurman or, you know, some of these other guys? But you know, if he fights them and beats them too, then people are going to say, well, those guys wasn't as experienced yet. Those guys should have got, you know, more fights under their belt before they took on a big fight like Floyd. So, I mean, the excuses are already lined up before the fight ever happens. You know, Marcos Maidana, close fight. Well, you know, wasn't the typical type of Floyd dominance, but he still got the win, and that's all that matters. 46-0. And you know, as far as comparing Floyd to the greats of the past, like certain guys like, you know, it's just like certain guys like, you know, Bruce Blitz and Blood Boxing, like they're never ever gonna see anybody as good as the Sugar Ray Leonards and the Marvin Haglers and the guys like that, because those are the guys that they grew up watching. You know, it's just like in basketball, you had a certain group of people that grew up watching Jordan, and they're never going to consider anybody better than Jordan. And then, you know, the kids growing up now, they look at LeBron James, and whenever they get older, they may not ever consider a player in the future who's really good to be as good as LeBron James. So that's just the way it goes. I mean, and then you can even go back further. You know, the older generation, they don't consider Jordan to be the best. The older generation considers Dr. J to be the best. So, you know, I mean, it's all in who you grew up watching. I mean, that's really what it is. I wouldn't say any particular generation or any particular person's right as far as who's the best of all time. But, you know, it's all in like who you grew up watching, and that's all it is. So, you know, but at the end of the day, give Floyd his just due, because, you know, no matter what happens, there's always going to be an excuse. I mean, who should Floyd fight? You know, if it's not going to be Maidana, and you know, who should he fight next? I mean, because like I said, Pacquiao isn't fighting anybody. I mean, you guys don't say anything about Manny Pacquiao, but yet he's not fighting nobody. Like why don't Pacquiao step in the ring with Sean Porter? Why don't Pacquiao step in the ring with Amir Khan? Why don't Pacquiao step in the ring with Canelo Alvarez? Do y'all think Pacquiao can beat all of these people? My question is no. He would get a boxing lesson by Amir Khan, and he definitely doesn't want it with Canelo Alvarez. And these are guys that, you know, Floyd may fight Amir Khan, maybe not next, but and he's already fought Canelo. Where's Pacquiao at? I mean, you know, why should Floyd fight Pacquiao when Pacquiao hasn't fought half the people at skill level as Floyd Mayweather has fought? So Floyd Mayweather is just cleaning things up. I mean, he's cleaned out the welterweight division. Yeah, there's a few guys he hasn't fought, but hey, when he's champion, the other guys got to work. The other guys have to work to get to Floyd's level, not the other way around. So those guys need to become number one contender first before they can worry about fighting Floyd. Pacquiao, I bet he wouldn't even fight in Adrian Broner. Now he might be able to beat Adrian Broner if he can put pressure on him, but I bet Pacquiao would never take that fight. And Broner called him out. Broner called him out. So think about that. But like I said, all the criticism of Floyd Mayweather, it's got to stop because y'all just got to give the man his just due. I'm out.